Every day that you ride, you should pay attention to 3 main areas around the engine. While the engine is cool, use a 10mm wrench to carefully tighten the 2 nuts securing the carburetor intake manifold and the 2 nuts securing the exhaust. Use a 14mm box end wrench to tighten the 4 nuts on top of the cylinder head. Be careful not to over-tighten any of the nuts. Tighten and secure every nut, bolt, and screw around the rest of the motorized bicycle as often as possible. It's important to check the tire pressure every few months. We highly recommend using a PSI meter. You can see the PSI requirements on the tire itself. These tires require a minimum of 30 PSI and a maximum of 50. Using an air pump, I get the PSI to be around 40. I constantly check back and forth to make sure I don't go over 50. Next, you want to check out the main gaskets for any leaks. There should be no liquid coming out of these connections. The first is the clutch gasket, next is the exhaust gasket, and the last is the carburetor gasket. If there are any leaks, consider buying a replacement on our website. Check the wear and tear on your spark plug by removing it. This particular spark plug hasn't gone through much wear and tear, but this one has. Next, we're going to make sure the chain is tight. The first thing you want to do is loosen this top nut and then play with the chain a little bit. You want to have about 1 inch of playroom. Being too loose or too tight can both lead to problems. After you've been using the bike a lot, you can have a lot of carbon buildup in your exhaust. So we recommend removing the exhaust and spraying it down with some sort of cleaning solution that you use, and then use a toothbrush or a cloth to clean out the insides as best you can. A lot of dirty air goes through your carburetor, so every few months you're going to want to clean out the air filter. Remove the carburetor, then unscrew the 2 screws holding the air filter in place. Take the air filter to a sink and rinse it out with water. You can use dish soap if you want. Put the air filter back in place and reattach the carb to your bike. So next we're going to grease the gears. The first thing you're going to do is take off the cover by unscrewing these screws. Put small dabbles of grease where the 2 gears connect and rotate the rear tire. Apply more grease and keep rotating the tire. If your throttle cable is feeling loose, you can adjust it at 2 locations. The first location is at the handlebar and the second location is on the carburetor itself. If your clutch is feeling loose, you can adjust it by loosening this screw and then pulling on this wire and then retightening it. Next, we'll replace the fuel filter. You can turn the fuel valve so it's perpendicular to the fuel line. This will stop any additional fuel from coming through the line. Open the fuel line and dump any of the fuel inside the line into a gas tank. Then take the fuel filter off. Dump any fuel in that line into the gas tank as well. Inspect the fuel filter so you know what a worn down fuel filter looks like. Then install the new fuel filter. As your bike ages, it's natural for crud and rust to build up on your chain. Spray a chain cleaner on your chain and wipe it down. After that, we recommend using chain wax to protect it from future damage. Both can be picked up from our online store. The last thing we're going to check is to make sure the chains are straight. If you look from this angle, you can see that this chain is straight and that there's no curve. Your chain should look like this. Be sure to check both chains to see if they're straight. I hope this video was helpful to you guys in maintaining your motorized bicycle better. If you guys have any video suggestions for us, write those in the comments below. And if you guys haven't already, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.